We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah, yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Man, pool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with shit in your Gobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? An amazing show for you guys today. We're going to be covering the pump but not fun situation that happened really over the course of last year going into yesterday. We do feel like it's an end of an era. We do feel like the Solana meme coin as craziness or theft, some might call it. That's been happening. We're going to cover the Libra stuff. We're going to cover a lot of that stuff. It's going to be a very good show in the sense that I feel like we're finally packing this all into a suitcase and throwing that suitcase into the river, right? Like kind of getting rid of all that. We're going to enter a new era here. The HODL era is going to come back. We're going to get into more of a crypto investing cycle, in my opinion. And we're going to dig into that as well. We got Bitcoin right now. So again, 95,700. It's been dipping over the last 20 minutes. And, it's probably good for a nice reset. So today, the TradFi markets are not open, but Bitcoin is open 24/7, right? So we're going to talk to you guys, keep you guys informed of what is going on. So without further ado, we're bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Iago B. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
All right, man. So let's just get right into it. This weekend was not good for crypto. This last couple months haven't really been good for crypto. I mean, heck, going all the way back to last April, pump fund has just not been good for crypto.
Yeah. Yes. There's people that have different perspectives about the pump fund situation, but I think at this point, most people that have been in the space and kind of dedicated their time and passion into it is I think for a majority come to an agreement that it has not been healthy for the space at all, right? Has it gotten rid of like the honeypot contracts, the stealing the liquidity type of contracts? Yes, but it's just happening now in a different way to where liquidity is getting sucked out, right? And now it's gotten to the point to where no one can believe in anything, and people are using influence to try to get people to believe in something, and you lose that belief even with the influence within a day now, right? So it was obviously really bad. As more information comes out, it's like getting worse and worse, I feel like, right? With some of these platforms are making $15 million a day in revenue, right? And that doesn't come back in like the pump fund revenue that they were making on a daily basis. That doesn't come back into the space, right? So, and it's also, they utilize Moonshot as well, which is a similar, way of launching a token. So I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here, but yeah, I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, so let's just kind of go back, take them back here. So Pump That Fun is a meme coin launchpad. To your point, you cannot do honeypots. Every coin is 1 billion. And then what they do is they take this thing called a bonding curve, and they take half of the liquidity from the bonding curve, and they basically lock it up forever. Like it unlocks, so that coin can never actually go to zero. It can go down to like 15K, 18K, but there's always going to be a portion of that locked in there forever, which benefits exchanges, which benefits a lot of different places, right? But this whole thing really benefits Pump.Fun. They've been making, hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're sending this money to Kraken. Kraken seems to be their exchange of choice, and that money never comes back out. We never see any withdrawals from the Kraken to any other account. It may be their personal accounts. Who knows what comes out of there? But it seems like they're going into cold hard cash. And we do know they have investors. Some of those investors are big hedge fund guys, right, who are getting their piece of their share. They're getting their profit. And to your point, nothing ever comes back. This has never really been good for crypto, at least with Bitcoin when we're doing this, right? Because we're actually giving the miners those fees. But in this situation on Solana, we're giving these hedge fund managers and these insiders all the money.
Yeah, it's like this though, right? Like in any new innovative space or just business in general, when you have built something that works, that is bringing in revenue, right? You get addicted to that, right? And so that's exactly what it's too easy for them at this point, right? In terms of like the pump funds, the Meteoras, the Jupiters, all these things that like it trickles down too, right? So like it starts at pump fund and they make their launch fees and all that stuff. Then it goes to like Jupiter, right? And then they're making their swap fees like crazy, which they earn so much. And why would like a business-minded group of entrepreneurs want to stop that? And they're like, is it legal? Like technically, there's no like hard guidelines and stuff. But I do think that this is the one group of people that we haven't really talked about that's benefiting a lot in terms of the user base is the insiders, right? Like the insiders that are getting this, and their rebuttal is, well, it's always been your network is your net worth, right? And I do believe in that, and with society and stuff like that. But there's a point to where it's just, it's a smaller group of people that benefits, and the rest of the entire industry like it goes through pain because of that. And I think that's where it becomes a problem, and that's where we're coming across right now, right? And so. We'll see how this plays out. I think that Libra is, as much as it created a ton of pain for people to lose value, it also could be like the reason why things, the perception and mindset of the space kind of switch back to, hey, let me get something I can believe in, some utility project that's actually building something for the future, those type of things. Because remember, like the everyday person that comes to crypto can't invest in like Jupiter, or yes, they can buy the Jupiter token, and it's still like had a big airdrop. It's just kind of messy, right? Then Pump Fund doesn't have anything though, right? So they can't invest in those things. They can only invest in the stuff that gets hot from them. So
yeah. So take me back. What is the original idea of a meme coin?
So, we got to go back to like the Doge, right? Part of this industry's life cycle, I guess you would say, or history timeline. And when you go back to when it launched, I believe was 2013, maybe.
Yeah.
It launched as a joke, right? It was a fork, so it was really simple. Like they didn't have to do a ton of work, right? So they forked it off of Bell's coin, which is also a meme, just a joke. They were probably just experimenting. And from there, I think, it picked up some momentum. People were talking about it. It's funny. Crypto at that time was in its early infancy phase. So, people were trying to figure out what the utilities would be and all that stuff. Right. And so it lost a lot of steam, fast forward to, that 2020 moment when it got revived. And that was just kind of like, I felt like the GameStop energy, all that kind of happened like simultaneously, or like at least like back to back to back, right? And so it was almost kind of like we the people saying F you to the TradFi guys in a sense, right? It started with
Exactly. Yep.
GameStop, but then it carried over into like meme coins. So where, hey, this might be stupid, but if we gang together, then we can build like a community of energy that can really make, you know, multiple people be able to thrive, you know, that are into this meme coin,
Yeah.
right? And that actually happened with Doge. And then you started to see it in like Shiba Inu that launched in 2020, I believe, yeah, summer of 2020. And it was just kind of like, if you believe in it, if you truly believe in this movement, and you hodl, then you'll get rewarded. And that, you know, showed to be true. The people that did buy it at dirt cheap in the summer, August of 2020, held on and started like forming communities and stuff like that. They got rewarded in 2021 with Shiba Inu, right? And that's what we lost. We lost that,
Yeah.
like, okay, let's believe in something together as a community. And, you know, if you do truly build something that has substance as a community to where you guys can, like, you know, I guess like work for your bags, as they say
Yeah.
on X, and be consistent with it and have conviction in that community, in that meme coin, then you'll be rewarded. That has gone away because now it's been turned into, hey, this person has big major influence. He's known for money, or he's known for tech, or he's known for entertainment, and that lasts for like a day now. And so there's
Yeah.
no substance anymore to believe in. We've lost that.
Yeah, 100%. And like to your point, when Dogecoin first created, it was like, okay, we have Bitcoin, we have you know, back then we had Litecoin was a silver, and it was kind of like oh, these are digital gold, digital silver, and this was like, this is digital fun, right? It's digital fun. That's to me, that's what a meme coin is. It's digital fun, it's community coins, it's substance, it's that hodl culture, that believe in stuff, you know, and then also F Bitcoin. Right. And then GameStop came out. GameStop was that F Amazon, F the banks, F all that. We're going to put our money into this dying company, you know, because to me, a meme coin and meme stock are the same thing. They're memes. Right. And it became that dying. We're going to save this dying culture. There's something that we went to as kids. There's like sentimental value in GameStop, and it's basically Doge the same way. People that were investing in Doge it's very sentimental because it brought you back to 2013, 2014. We didn't really have that. Then Shiba came out, and Shiba gave that to the newer people, right? It gave everyone a chance to kind of ride it up together. It was new, it was different, exciting. And then meme coin after meme coin came out. But today, these new coins, Trump coin, all this other stuff, you know, even dog with hat, they don't have no communities, right? They don't have really anything. They don't have anything that sparks what the old stuff had. It was a fire. These are just kind of living to die.
Yeah.
Everything now is just living to die. And we're not going to see that with Doge. You're not going to see that with GameStop. They're not living to die. They're still thriving with these communities and these groups of people who truly still believe in it.
Yeah, and I actually think, and this is honestly, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I feel like Bitcoin runes and like Bitcoin layer one fungible tokens, whatever, you know, you want to say with that, like with the BRC20s and stuff, they have that still, because it's not
Only
easy,
one.
especially what's up. No, I'm just saying
one.
it's
But
not
yeah.
easy it's not easy to get in and out of tokens. So you're kind of forced to hold and believe in something, right? So the point that I'm making is, like, whenever you have something like Pump Fund or Moonshot, like in these
Yeah.
faster chains, you can just blah 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 blah, and then, like, you know, keep putting out new tokens, and then what happens is greed is undefeated. Like with mankind, you can go back
Yeah.
from the beginning of history, right, to where we are today, and greed is undefeated. It's one of the things, the biggest downfalls of humankind, right? And because of that, because of the fast deployment and stuff, these bigger people that want more money, they've already made 6 figures, they've already made 7 figures, but they want more.
Yeah.
And they've already kind of been the front face of memes in the past, but they're done with those because they've made that money from that, and now they want to go into a new one. That's why this is toxic, and that's why this won't this has kind of really just diluted the strength of the meme community. But if you look at like something like Dog Go to the Moon, right? Like that doesn't happen there because you literally can't, number one, just keep going in and out. And you don't, these insiders or these people that are constantly want to pump up the next meme coin, they don't like the fact that Bitcoin runes or fungibles you have to hold. They don't like that because of the greed, the greed that they want more. And everybody's greedy, right? Like there's just different levels of it.
You can get in and out pretty easily if you wanted to. So I don't know if that's really a thing.
Well, I'm just saying. It's not a thing. Whenever you can't do it like the same way as you.
I mean,
can
they're
on
on 9
Solana.
exchanges. I mean,
yeah, I know, but like, there's a reason why. There's a reason.
But
why
then they want to put those on those exchanges. So, all right, let's just let's keep going.
My point is that you can't do it because of the way that runes and BRC20 is like the
But
way
they want to
work.
change that. They want to change
Yeah,
that. They want to make.
They want to change it to make it more accessible. But they also, if you look at their posts, I'm not saying that like, they're like they won't fall to greed. Everybody has that. That's my point.
Yeah.
But if you were to look at the landscape, you've agreed with me several different times that like there's not a community like Dog right now in the meme community. So.
All right, so let's just jump into what happened over the weekend. Insider Wallets cashed out 107 million worth of liquidity just 3 hours after President Melee endorsed Libra meme coin launched. So Melee actually came out from his official Twitter and endorsed this contract address, and it started to go absolutely nuts. Argentina lawyers filed charges in criminal court against Melee for promoting a crypto rug. So right after about a few hours after this happened, like it went to 3 billion, and then within hours later, about 3 to 4 hours, it was back to 200 million. A lot of people lost a lot of money.
Yeah. And some insiders lost money too, right? That usually have like the inside edge and stuff like that, right? But before we continue, shout out to the abstract people. We got like 4 different people tipping us. Thank you guys so much. We see you guys, and we love the support there, guys. And we for everybody watching as well on YouTube and X, thank you guys so much for the support. But yeah, let's get back into this. So you had some of it. I feel like it was a little bit of theatrics. I don't know how much was true. There's a guy named Ape that says that he lost all the money that he had. It was like $1 million. He put it all in there, and I just don't. I don't care like how much of a sure thing you feel like it is, but like if that's all you have, I just don't see that like someone with any logic in their brain to say I'm just gonna fully port everything. You know what I mean? Like 250K is fine, right? So, but maybe there is. I mean, the space has become really degen. But yeah, I feel for Malay because no. And I say this not because like, poor President Malay. I'm just saying, I don't know if he knew all the how this was going to play out, right?
Yeah.
He saw somebody like Trump that he probably admires as well say, hey, I want to replicate that, but for, Argentina kind of situation, right? But now he's kind of against the wall here, and I think he's going to try to, protect his position and all that stuff. So it's really messy. But I really hope that the space kind of wakes up in the sense of, let's get away from this. Let's get away from this type of mentality. Let's look for substance. Let's look for people that believe in stuff.
100%. So to your point there, you said, Melee wanted to do something that Trump did. So they reached out to the same people. So Hayden Davis, CEO of Kessler Ventures, who launched the Argentina coin Libra, has admitted to being an insider in Melania. So to me, when the Melee team reached out to the people who did Trump's coin, they were like, yeah, this is your guy. This is your guy, Hayden. He's done, all these tokens so far. His resume is amazing. He's done good. The difference here is when they got Hayden the first time with the Trump coin, Hayden didn't have a lot of time. It was like, let's get this. But I feel like this time he had tons of time because of the fact that the Melee endorsed Libra token was an open secret in the meme coin circles weeks before its $100 million rug pull. So they actually Trump's only been around for a month. So as soon as Trump went live, they started talking to the people, but they gave these people a lot of time. What happens is they want to feel awesome in their circles. So they tell, you think that Trump thing was cool. This Melee thing's gonna be bigger. So what happens with that? People start to get excited. Let me know when that Melee dropping, man. Let me know when that Melee dropping. So in my opinion, he just told too many people, and it was an open secret. I mean, Jupiter came out open secret, but no one went public with this. No one said it on the timeline. No one said anything about this. So it was an insider cabal. If you were told about this, if you look around, you were a part of that cabal. So Pretty nuts.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why a lot of people are up in arms of, rage about this, is because this was something that it seems like, platforms on Solana also, heard the whisperings of this happening, right? And then you have like a Meteora, which has referred Hayden to the Melania team.
Yeah.
Actually referred him because he's a deployer, and I guess he's known to be one of the better deployers, or I guess, and market makers. And so then my thing is this though. Okay, so like if you know that like what happened with Melania in terms of it was not a good situation. Everybody was upset after the Trump token because of Melania, not because of the Trump part. Like the Trump part was fine. They blamed the Melania token for Trump's tokens kind of going down. And then Melania token's gone down. And then you still like are working with them as a deployer with Libra. And from what I read, and I might not be correct 100% on this, is that they knew that Hayden was working with Malay for this Libra token, and so they just gave them support from an IT perspective, right? From an IT standpoint. So I don't know, like I just probably wouldn't trust him that much, right? Like, but what can you do? I guess you can't be like, okay, we're not going to service you, or I mean, we're not going to give you, allow you to do it here. I don't know. That's probably a tough spot to be in. It just feels so dirty. All of it just feels dirty.
Yeah, 100%. It's just not. And then Hayden actually came out and he said he claims that insiders could buy Trump at a $500 million market cap at the crypto event in Washington, D.C. So the rumor was that what's his name, Rich Nick or whatever, Choose Rich was there and he said nobody owns the Trump coin, but they all had access to this. They could have bought it all at $500 million market cap. This is claims from Hayden, who was there, and so they could just go up to somebody and get the tokens, as many as they wanted, at a $500 million valuation. And at the time, it was probably already higher than that, because at they said this like an hour before, or like a half hour before. So during the insider cabal, I guess you could say now, you can get the Trump token for $500 million. So Hayden's coming out and saying this. Does that make Trump look bad?
Yeah, I mean, it does. You can't deny that, right? Or whoever the team is behind. I think Trump and Malay are in a very similar situation to where they, I don't think Trump knew exactly the ins and outs of how everything was going to work.
No way.
Right. And same thing with Malay. I think that's, they were very similar in terms of they don't know how the space works like that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because their names were kind of tagged to it. Right. So it's their teams that, gonna be, in my opinion, need to take a lot of that, absorb that, right? But he's also gonna both of them are gonna get what they're going through. Trump didn't go through it, but Malay's going through it, and now with this, I actually expect David Sachs to speak on this soon, because with regulation coming and stuff like that, I'm sure that they're gonna be talking about this topic.
Yeah, 100%. David Sachs actually needs to come out. We need regulation today. We need to know what's legal and what's not legal with these meme coins. And if he wants to come out and say free for all, go at it. We're not stopping you from going to the casino, or not stopping you here. Then that's fine too. But I think we need to know what kind of game we're playing here and the rules, because there is none right now. So I don't know. But this whole thing caused something to actually happen globally, and that's Argentina's main stock index falls 5.7%. So here in the US, we're it's President's Day. We're celebrating President's Day. But in other countries, their stock markets are open. Not good for Argentina today, down 5.7%. That's a lot. That's a lot for a stock index to fall.
Yeah, and I think the opposition is trying to take advantage of this as much as possible, right? The people that want him out. It's pretty sad because like he's done a lot from what it seems like, for the country, turning the economy around and all that stuff. So that's why I really hope that he gets this situated, because it would really stink to see if he ends up losing that position, and then like Argentina kind of falling back to where it was, because it's definitely got the good momentum, from what, at least from a surface level, that I can see, right? So hopefully this is just a temporary, temporary shakeup over there, and they get it sorted. I just don't know how that's going to happen.
It's not going to end good, for sure. And then the bubble maps. Let me show you this image here. So the bubble maps are basically saying, everything's connected. You see Melania creator over here. So it's all connected, funded. So the same wallets, the same main place is funding all these wallets on chain. This is all funded. So you see Melania here. You see Trust here, which is another one. These are the Libra snipers. Again, all funded from this one wallet. This is the main wallet here. Melania Sniper also funded by this wallet. So this isn't just, a one-time thing here. This is Melania. This is Libra, all connected to this one wallet.
Yeah, and I noticed that the LA vape cabal has been getting like a ton of just hate, which every individual is going to have their own opinion on that. But they ended up kind of not being like the main insiders, I don't think, on this one. I don't know. I guess
they weren't.
I think it has to do with their history, though, right? It's like more like, okay, we know that like they've been insiders, or at least like that's my opinion. I could be wrong, and I think that's majority of crypto Twitter's opinion. And you have large accounts on crypto Twitter going at them, right? So it's not like it's basically like just because you have 500,000 followers doesn't mean that you're in their group. So that's what people I think are starting to get frustrated is like, look, this is a very small group that has really strong ties to influential people and stuff. So they're able to get, constantly win, it seems like, but they're starting to, it seems like maybe break a little bit. You see Frank come in, he retired his wallet up $4 million, $4.5 million and all that stuff. So we'll see how the future goes.
Yeah, screw those guys. They all came out and said, well, we lost money. It's total bullshit. I don't believe them for a second. I feel like, when the entire ecosystem is going one way, they just say, oh, yeah, we're a part of that. Look at my main wallet. But in the back end, they're probably making buckets of money. I don't like those guys. I think that guy had the world by the balls a few months ago. I think, they kind of threw it all away. So D-Gods is probably going to zero at this point. I think Frank is everyone's kind of pointing to him as a scumbag. So I don't know, but we're gonna move on from this. Any last words on this entire situation before we move on?
Just that, I hope that the healing starts now and that people stop just giving their hard-earned assets to platforms that make $15 million a day that you'll never see back into our industry. That's an extraction completely only type of situation, and it's it's not just one platform, it's multiple on Solana. And I feel like Solana, like every time it builds up really strong momentum, like really good optics for a bit, yes, like it's known as like the shitcoin mecca or whatever, but like people are using it, liquidity's there, all those things, and then like something like this happens, right? And so we'll see if they Solana can get out of this and probably promote more substantive projects, right? Probably push those kind of things more and offer more opportunities for the people that believe in Solana.
But then what's the difference between Pump That Fund and the Bitcoin miners besides, the miners? It's the same thing.
Securing the network.
I mean, one year, at least the network is secured. They're getting the reward. They're doing it. They're not doing it for the extra. They're doing it for the reward. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing when we do things over here on Bitcoin and we're just doing these open market things, we're just giving money to the miners. And that money doesn't come back. They don't build here. They don't do anything here. And they're securing the network. Yeah, they're securing the network for the Bitcoin reward. Like they're getting that. In the future, maybe we need to find better ways. But as of right now,
but I don't think you can't you can't compare those two.
It's the same. I mean, they're both doing the same thing. They're both extracting money from the ecosystems.
I don't agree, but
how are they not? Like they're both
because they have to pay for they have to pay for their electricity bills. They have to pay for a lot of stuff, man. Do you know medium-sized miner warehouses are out of business now? Like a lot of them, like they shut down. Like I know, like personally too. that like were like small to
Hash
medium
power is
size.
an all-time high. It's just
But
going up, up, up. There's new
I
miners
know
coming online
that,
every single day.
but what I'm trying to say is that they don't want to keep running their miners with electricity and then be in pools and have to share because they're not making money. They're losing for those smaller ones. And so the bigger ones, my point that I'm making is that like, you know, they are doing much more, in my opinion, than these projects that, you know, are just literally
I mean, yeah, they're obviously doing more.
wanting volume to continually go up because that's all they get. That's
Yeah,
all
I
they
mean, but that you can say pump fun is you know, keeping Solana alive. So it's kind of the same thing. I mean, no one's going to use it without the pump fun. I mean, but we'll move on. Speaking of Bitcoin here, Plan B. So the maxis are pissed at him right now. So he came out. Did you see this over the weekend?
Yeah, the
When he came
ETF.
out, he's transferred his Bitcoin to his ETF. He's like, yes, I know, not your keys, not your crypto, but it's just easier for me to manage Bitcoin the same way equities and bonds. So Plan B is not a Bitcoin, right? He's not. He's a number go up guy. He's not in it for the reasons of a lot of maxis are for self sovereignty and all this stuff. He actually came out. Dan Held actually questioned him, and he actually told Dan Held, he's like, I don't even hold the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an asset manager. I just feel safer with it in my stock portfolio than holding with this asset manager. So he's never really been a Bitcoiner. He's been a guy who's said, hey, this Bitcoin chart looks just like the gold chart. You know, so I'm just going to put these on top of each other, and wow, I created something that's pretty cool, and I believe in it. So he's never really been that way, but the maxis are flipping out on him, calling him a traitor and all this stuff. I love it. I love the fact that the maxis get mad.
Well, I agree with that part. You can't not be happy when the laser eyes get upset. But Plan B stands for Plan Bitcoin, right?
Well, Plan B, it's basically the way out of the traditional markets. That's basically
Gotcha.
your Plan
Okay.
B. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but like he's always been a banker. He said he's a banking guy.
I mean, I mean, do you think like BlackRock created the ETF for it to like shrink and not get more users? You know what I mean? Like it's like, come on, this is a business model too for TradFi, right? Like you guys celebrated whenever the Bitcoin ETF got approved, but then you get upset whenever like I guess you thought one of your own decided to participate in it. Like, you know, so that's the contradiction that you see with laser eyes a lot. It's like self-sovereignty, this and that, you know, we want to get away from the traditional financial system, but then they're like, hooray, like Bitcoin, you know, the ETF is approved. So they're just, you know, at the end of the day, they're in it for number go up as well. You know, they might deny that, but they're 100,000% in it for number go up as well.
100%. Bitcoin's become, you know, a financial tool now. It's no longer the FU to TradFi. It is TradFi. So moving along here. It is an FU to countries though. Like it is still an FU to countries that are printing money because it is, you know, the ultimate hedge against inflation. So I will say that 100%.
Yeah.
Big news for tomorrow. At the FTX repayments start tomorrow. $18 billion set to flow within the next month. This is all coming to the people who held altcoins and Bitcoin. The main majority of this 18 billion though is the people who had altcoins. It's only like 10% of the Bitcoin guys, but still they had to sell their Bitcoin for 16,000. They had to sell their Solana for $11, so they're not getting their value. But that's potentially $18 billion that's going to be coming in because they know where we're at in the cycle. They know where we're at with regulation. They know where we're at. These guys are the guys who are paying attention. And to me, 90% of this money is going to go either into stable coins or into crypto itself.
I have a little bit of a theory here.
Sure.
So because, you know, the people that had ETH during that time, they're getting around, I think the ratio is close to 1-to-1.
It's 11. It was 1,100.
Is
Positive,
it?
Yeah, it was $1,100. Yeah.
Really?
Positive. Yeah.
That's weird because like I heard that it was close to 1-to-1, but still, you know, they you know could be anticipating that, you know, Ethereum's up next, right? So why sell the Ethereum whenever, you know, you could sell the Bitcoin into Ethereum? So, you know, Bitcoin, I think they're getting at like 20K, right?
Between 16 and 18.
Okay. So for them, they could be looking at this as like an alt season kind of opportunity to where they might flush out of Bitcoin into Ethereum. It's going to be very interesting to see how much of that happens. Like we'll see it pretty quick. I think number go down for Bitcoin and then number go up for Ethereum, which we saw a little bit of that today, but Ethereum's starting to follow follow daddy again, follow Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin pulled back, Ethereum's starting to pull back now, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of liquidity flow back into the space. Let's see how much of it goes into altcoins.
Yeah. So the Ethereum number is between 1350 at the high and 1233 at the low.
Okay.
So they're getting depending on the day they sold. But so that's November 18th of 2022 was around the snapshot or the sell date, I guess you could say. So moving along here. All right, Yagobi, what stage do you think we're in for crypto right now? Let me show you this chart here. I have this chart. This is something we looked at a lot.
Well, I've been looking
at.
I looked at it last cycle. Like this is like this is the map. This is the map of where we are until you're like, okay, I'm lost now. The map.
I'm lost. Right. I have no idea. I'm looking at this map, dude. I can't. I mean, honestly, we're probably over in depression. The way it feels. Like I don't.
Yeah, there was a pullback, and I guess it's maybe not the
yeah.
I don't see it on this one. It was like
this
another
Wall Street cheat sheet.
Yeah, there was a replica. Maybe it's the optimism right there where it kind of pulls down there. That's people were saying that we were in this like this bull trap, basically. To where people were kind of sad and all that stuff, and then they get out. But I don't know, man, because like I feel like that would be too far back. So maybe like if I had to put it on like a timeline, I would say we're probably all that is positive stuff like optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. None of that right now. Like, oh my God, are we in disbelief? Goodness.
I think we're in depression.
Has it not started? Don't tell me that. I'm not going backwards, man. I'm not going back there. I will not accept that.
Yeah.
Not right now.
So for Bitcoin itself, we're just talking about Bitcoin. I think we are in maybe the belief area.
Yeah.
We're really starting
Bitcoin itself. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
For the rest of crypto, I think we're in depression.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Like that makes me feel better though. That makes me feel better actually.
So we got a lot of catching up to do, right? We got a lot of catching up to do. Because I was thinking about this, right? I in 2022, before we got into ordinals and stuff, I was dollar cost averaging in the Polkadot. Do you know what my price of my dollar cost averages were back then?
$7.
You know what the price of Polkadot is today?
$7. $4. Oh my God.
$4.
So the Polkadot's in the same boat as ETH.
It's the same boat as ETH.
Yeah, it hasn't even gotten close to its all-time high.
All-time high at $50.
Oh my God! But
yeah.
Is it that bad over there? Goodness gracious!
But that's just one. I mean, I can name a bunch of them that are almost exactly the same that have not ran at all this cycle, right? Which could be really good buys right now if you want to think about Ethereum and Polkadot. They kind of run together in the sense that Gavin would help create Ethereum. Polkadot is basically layer 0 with these L1s on top. These L1s are not getting any use cases. Like there's nothing really on those changes. There is some called hydration that's pretty cool, but it's just a new style of DEX. But there's nothing like new innovation. That's like the only innovation of Polkadot. But there's other ones as well. Like Cardano, you can say it ran, but people were still buying it for like 40, 50, 60 cents, and it's around there today, like 70 cents. So it's like we haven't really seen anything from these altcoins, dude. And
Solana surpassed.
That's only because of pump fun. Only because of pump fun.
Yeah, I know, but innovation. I'm just saying that it has passed that. And Cardano and XRP, I would say probably the XRP is probably number 2 in terms of best performing major. And then you have Cardano that got to $1. Was it 20?
Still 70% from its all-time high, though.
What was that?
It's $3.
$3.
Yeah.
So almost 50%. Almost.
Yeah. Polygon Matic, another one, all-time high at $3.50.
Yeah. So
it's
those
around 30 cents.
So they are more anomalies. I'll say that it's more anomalies that did kind of have that thrust up. So I guess if you're looking for an optimistic, viewpoint, that could be it. That like most alts haven't even like moved really.
Yeah.
But when do they start to move? That's the question.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. So, okay, this is really cool stuff right here. I like this. So, the Reserve Bank of Australia confirms fake gold bars at the Bank of England. So they've been auditing the gold bars in England, and Australia came out and said there's some fake gold bars in there. Immediately after this, Senator Rand Paul calls for Elon Musk and Doge to audit the U.S. gold reserves at Fort Knox to ensure it's still there. And then right after that, Bernstein comes out and says U.S. government should sell some of its gold reserves to purchase Bitcoin. This is back to back to back this morning. Pretty nuts.
And then Peter Schiff comes out and says, "No, I love gold." No, yeah, I'm actually really shocked that the British government allowed Australia to audit their gold. That's
I mean,
that's crazy.
So they're a bank. They hold the gold for other places.
Okay.
So that's one thing I've heard. It's like Rome never really fell; it just became a church. England never really fell; it just became a
Became a
bank.
bank, yeah.
Right. So, and they're basically the bank of the world. They hold everyone's gold.
Except for the U.S. supposedly is at Fort Knox, but we shall see. Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know. I hear these kind of headlines, and I'm like, no, like it's bad for like the economy, like from a financial kind of
yeah.
perspective, and it can affect Bitcoin. But like, could be a catalyst actually to where people are like, oh, like I want to get out of gold now and get into Bitcoin that
I mean,
has a limited supply.
gold dropped heavy off this news. It went from $3,000 down to 2,600. So gold's actually falling right now too. So
Yeah.
I wonder if he won that bet. Remember that bet was like 3,000 or 120K? Because like as soon as it got up to 3,000, gold was like whoop and
It
back down
dumped.
almost 30%. Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right. Let's keep it going here. New York Stock Exchange files a proposal to allow staking for Grayscale Ethereum ETM. This is New York, bro. This is the stock exchange basically saying Grayscale wants to turn their ETF into a staking one. Which we recently seen a lot of people come out of the Ethereum ETF into the BlackRock one. If BlackRock doesn't do the same thing, you could see the opposite happening where people come out of the BlackRock ETF into the Grayscale one. But you have to remember too, Grayscale has a 1% in and out fee, while BlackRock is like less than, I think, like 0.1. So you potentially could see Grayscale actually their Ethereum ETF rocketing up right now, because I don't think BlackRock has any intent to create maybe their ETF be a staking one. Maybe they might create another one. But as of right now, Grayscale could be the only one has a staking thing. So you're basically getting 3 to 4% APY on your Ethereum.
Yeah. So this can be utilized as like an onboarding tool for some TradFi investors that haven't pulled the trigger yet, and they're like, why would I get into Ethereum or Bitcoin right now through ETF just because it's going to supposedly go higher? But if you give them, hey, look, you can earn percentage on this and kind of get like a dividend type of situation here, but you're going to earn percent of what you put in there, that changes it up, right? So I still think that like they're gonna have to have like a good clear breakdown of how this is gonna work for their traditional investors, because as we know, like staking can be dangerous. It can be dangerous.
Not in this way, because what you're doing is you're taking 32 ETH and you're locking one
You're
blockchain.
doing a proof of stake. I know, like your
Yeah, so
validator.
there's actually no risk.
So if they can explain that, right? If they can explain that, and I mean, where the risk comes would be like if there was a huge Ethereum dump, I guess the value of your stuff that's locked in, but like that's a risk that they're
the Ethereum asset, just without the staking. So
I mean, that's the same as gold ETF too, right? Like gold can tank too.
And this will all be done through the custodian, which is Coinbase. And they already have.
So that I still think that they're gonna have to have like this like really clear breakdown, and like this is the program, and this is where you're secured. Like if something were to happen, we have this to back you or something. Because they do need that extra security level or layer for that kind of minded investor. But I think it's bullish though, extremely bullish, and now this is kind of replacing like stuff like CDs or stuff that you can make passive income off of your assets. So,
and this is an asset that could 10x, right? So you're
yeah,
earning it potentially down the line. I mean, I think easily a 10x from here, over the course of the next 4 to 8 years. But like, so the one negative in here, and I don't know how they do it. Like, let's just say me and you both wanted to pull out of this ETF. We couldn't, because you need
it's locked
32
up.
ETH to lock up. So what they do in crypto is they give you STE, which is the receipt for one of the ETH in there, and that's tradable. I just don't know how they would do this as a stock market unless they straight up tell you
Yeah,
you're locked for
you
6
can't.
months.
Yeah,
If you
you
buy
can't
this,
do it.
6 months
I
lockup.
and I bet you that's what they do, because why make it more messy, right?
Yeah.
And if you want me to be honest, knowing how kind of banks are sneaky and stuff like that, I guarantee you they're going to utilize, in the fine print or something, be able to utilize your staked ETH to be able to do some other passive yield, even if it's small percentage for
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? If that works, if it works,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
I
this
like this though.
upcoming, yeah, me too. The upcoming, so ETH is about to go through an upgrade. This upgrade. So right now, if you lock up 32 ETH, you can't get it out at all. I mean, it's locked up. But in this new update, they're going to allow everyone. This could be a catalyst for ETH sell-off too. Is the fact that a lot of people who locked up their ETH, let's just say January or November of 2020, can finally unlock their ETH, their Ethereum, their 32 ETH they locked up. So we're talking $32,000 is now $64,000. But those guys who had the ETH back then are probably sitting really pretty anyway. So I don't know how much of a dump off it really will be. But you're going to see a lot of people actually coming out of the Ethereum lockup proof of stake situation, because what they did was even like 2 years before they actually had people locking their ETH up to validate ETH, because they needed to make sure everything worked correctly. But after the upgrade, you will have I think it's 14 to 30 days like you'll set the unlock, you'll stop earning fees, and then you'll be able to receive your withdrawal either 2 weeks or 30 days, depending on what they decide. I'm not sure if they decided yet.
Yeah.
So that'll help these ETFs as well.
Yeah. And if they can make this rock solid to where, nothing happens and stuff like that, this is going to be huge, because I think there's going to be a huge flow of, capital that flows into this. If you can earn 4% passively, yeah, people are going to do that.
100%. All right. Texas Senate to hold public hearing on Friday. On February 18th, which is tomorrow, to discuss the creation of strategic Bitcoin reserve. This is the first Senate to hold a public hearing. Congratulations, Texas, man. You guys are making history already, but this is absolutely huge. What happens tomorrow if this gets passed?
Bullish news, right?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
Bitcoin
insanity.
I would imagine Bitcoin would probably jump up, and the expectation would be, okay, Texas got it through.
Yeah.
Another state that is, wants to be competitive is going to rush to try to get it through, and then it's going to be a trickle domino effect, snowball effect, right? And I think that will be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, and we might see Bitcoin kind of, turn trajectory, and we get that not nice, like, strong bounce up. We'll see though. I imagine this will get approved, but you never know.
Yeah, you just don't. All right, last thing here before we get into fear and greed. Alleged Chinese programmer Hu Lezai burns 603 Ethereum 1.65 and donates 1950 ETH worth 5.35 million. He sent out the WikiLeaks donation page to basically accusing CEOs Conde Investment of using brain computer weapons. Absolutely crazy. Let me bring this up real quick, and I'll just run through this. So he basically, to WikiLeaks, he basically put a message in there, and he basically explains who he is, and he said, the brain computer chips have been deployed militarily on large scale. All military powers are using base stations, radios, and brain computer chips to control all citizens. He's basically saying the people that are working in these places are brain dead right now, computer chips in their head, and he's calling this out, and he's not doing it like little. He wanted the attention, $5.3 million worth of attention, and $1.6 million worth of attention on the burning aspect. But this is nuts if true. Like, what?
Oh, I forgot what there's a movie out there. What is it called? They Live. John Carpenter's They Live. Have you watched that? It basically it reminds me of this.
Yeah.
They controlled the people through, like, the frequencies of television to
Yeah.
brain control them. and you can only see the people when you have a certain sunglasses on. Anyways, you guys should go check out that movie. It's pretty cool. Roddy Piper's in it though.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's the main character. But yeah, this is scary stuff, man. Like, okay, like I'm worried.
that's a
Like,
lot of money, dude.
like, but that's a lot of money, number one. Number two, I'm more worried about the technology that they have. I mean, who knows if our government has this kind of technology, and how are they like implementing it into their how are they getting it? I don't know. The nano.
If you ever hear us come on and say, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. Today we're talking about how amazing our government is. Just know that we have computer chips in our head at that point.
This is scary. This is scary, man. It was like it. I don't know why else he would do this unless he had evidence or something, right?
Yeah.
Like he wasted $5.35 million for this. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%. All right, let's kind of get into that fear and greed. I know we're late on this. We're still getting the roll call and everything, guys. Don't worry. We do not have Maryland Monday today. Just a heads up. So we have some extra time. We're gonna get into everything with you guys very soon. But so last Monday we're at a 43. Yesterday we're at a 54. I'm actually happy to where we're at today. I think it's very neutral, but it's a little lower than yesterday at 54.
51.
Boom.
Nice.
Pop right on the head of the nail, man. Great job by you. But yeah, I like this better than last week. I do like this because I feel like we had that reset all the way down to like 37. I think we were at the one day, and now we're gonna pop. I think next week we're in the 60s and 70s again.
Yeah. Today's bleeding out a bit though. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And how the rest of today finishes off. But yep.
I think tomorrow when TradFi opens, though, the buy the dippers are going to come in. I feel like this is all going to be kind of like I'm glad the stock market.
That could happen tonight, though. It could happen tonight,
8 o'clock.
Where people are picking up the sell off today.
100%. All right. Let's kind of get into today's roll call. Let me change the. Oh no. My bad. We're not in roll call yet. We got to get into the Bitcoin price action. Brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. These guys are really building something really cool. I mean, think hyper liquid, but better, right? But it's for the Bitcoin ecosystem. These guys are going to be on a layer 2 on Bitcoin, but they're going to allow you to trade all your Bitcoin favorite assets. We're talking ORD sats and much, much more. But they're going to also, you're not going to have to travel off chain to do anything. You're going to be able to trade Trump or, let's just say short Libra if you wanted to using BitPerp. To me, they're going to be a top-notch place to go, and definitely want to check out bitperp.io. They should have an announcement coming soon, it's probably looking like March at this point, but these guys are definitely building. They did have to rewrite a lot of their code for the fact that they were changing the way to make it faster and everything like that. So these guys are really doing really awesome stuff, but just keep with them, guys, because when they launch, you're going to be very happy because they want to enrich their community, be a part of that community.
Yeah, 100% excited about what they got to offer here. And we're going to have them on tomorrow for another kind of insights of where they are with their production with the site and going live. But before we get into the Bitcoin price action, if you guys could help us out on the YouTube side, smash that like for us, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live on the X side. Hit that like for us and share this space, guys. We want to educate as many people as possible. And on the abstract side, if you could share the stream, that would be greatly appreciated. But let's get into some Bitcoin price action here. Let me get my chart up here. The first thing I want to take a look at is, let's take a look at the support and resistance. First, we'll talk about the price. We are at 95,401, which we had a big, sell down, kind of. I feel like maybe some of this negative energy finally came through from over the weekend, I guess, with Libra. It was okay. Bitcoin was handling it okay, and then actually Ethereum shot up late last night, but Bitcoin decided, hey, I'm gonna poop on this party to kind of join in on everybody's dismay here. So let's take a look here. All right, so we are sitting at 95, almost 500. So we might be trying to get a little bit of a bounce back up because we got all the way down to 95.2, and it looks like we are trying to kind of eat up this green candle in the hour chart here. You can see the support and resistance. That resistance is pretty strong. We're at 1,000 to 667. Right above that 95,750. It's 1,000 to 700. Even above that at 95.9, it's at 1.1, so 1100 to like 700 again. Like we don't get back to strength from the support side until we're at 96.2. So we got a lot to get through up here. And so if you look below us, it's kind of same thing. You see the resistance just outweighing the support right below it. But we do have a little bit of strength here at the 95,270. So that 95,300, we see some strength, but then right below that again, we're getting out ratioed here. So there's a couple, like one right here at 95,270, and then going all the way back up right here to 96,200. So like everything in between is not looking pretty. So we'll see. Bitcoin has been resilient. I would say the last 2 weeks, even though we have seen some sell down, it's been pretty resilient, not dipping below 90K. And I still think that we keep that trend. But I think with just the amount of bad news and stuff from the sentiment from the entire space is probably why it dumped this morning. But we shall see how it ends the day, because usually when there's a dump in the first half, Bitcoin this year has shown resilience for the second half of the day. So let's take a look at our leading indicators here. You can see the MACD on the hour chart looks like we never really got going on the buy pressure side, guys, which honestly, this could be a little bit of a fake out, because you see all the sell pressure that started on Friday with not really much of the buy pressure kind of poking in, right? And so for us to only have this little bit of buy pressure, to me is not normal, right? Like you would at least see like a break in between or something like that. So it might go back into sell pressure for a little bit and then get a really strong thrust up. We'll see what happens. I see that happen a lot though, especially if you have a trend that's this long from Friday. The second half of today, though, if I had to say, I would probably say not anything crazy like explosive up, but also not anything like, I don't think we get to like low 90,000s today. But we'll see if there's any other bad news that comes out, because that could definitely do it. Or good news could pop us back up. But I'm just probably going to be patient here, because it does look like it could get dangerous, right? You see the stochastic RSI also not really hanging out up here and oversold very long at all. I think we just got to like maybe 100 points, and then it came right back down very quick. So looks like it's heading down to try to go to oversold territory. Looks like it's trying to get out of the buy pressure here. So I would probably say we might range back down to the 95,000 again. Bitcoin never seems to surprise me though, and it sometimes when I think it's all one way, it'll do the opposite. So do your research and figure out where you are with it. I am probably going to be patient with any leverage positions or anything like that. So that's what I see for the rest of today. The 4-hour chart, not looking very pretty here. You can see that MACD looks like sell pressure is very strong here. We haven't been in oversold for very long, but it just doesn't look great. And I am using the Heikin-Ashi candles, right, which show a bit more of trend. You don't see the breaks in between. It doesn't show you if there's one green candle or random green candle very often, right? So it does kind of show a little bit more of the momentum. And for me, what I see right now is that the momentum is this trend of a sell down right here. We are below the 50-day EMA on the 4-hour chart, and if you go back to the hour chart, we are below it as well here. So the hour chart's definitely going to have to really kind of turn this around. So hopefully we get some good news on the hour chart for today that comes in and really pushes Bitcoin back up. Otherwise, this will probably continue to sell down for the next day or so. But that's what I see, guys. That's what I see. Again, don't take this as gospel. Do your own research, and just know that Bitcoin can just turn on a dime. We've seen it happen many times. So
yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. Lately, man, it's just been like
bad news bears.
Watching your stuff, it's just like it's depressing, man. It's not depressing, people. Can we be the show that just says, guys, we're going to the moon today every single day? No, we can't do that. We can't lie to you guys, man. But I wish. But let's jump into today's roll call. I'm gonna knock out this roll call. If you want to knock out the one on abstract when I'm done, if there is any. But for this one anyway, first is first on this channel, and it's my guy Tim Baker. He got his second win today, officially. Shout out to Tim Bake. You guys on our chart here. Looks like Webdro won on Friday, and he won last Monday. Shout out to Webdro. Great week, man. Webdro, Benji, Danny Boy, Webdro, and then today Tim Baker. And then Tim Baker. Oh, wow, it's 2 Mondays in a row for Tim Baker. He wins every Monday.
Oh, okay. So
And so
he
shout out
probably
to
has
Tim
more
Baker.
time on Mondays.
He's not on his boat out gliding on his great life. Shout out to Tim Baker, AOD art himself. But let's move on here. Tim Baker said, finally at my time zone. So he looks like he's back in the US. Shout out to Tim. Danny Boy's here. He said, damn, congrats, Tim. I mean, these were 11 o'clock yesterday. Like, Tim got in. Dude, I probably put it up like 10. What was it? Probably like 10:20. It had to be. And Tim's in here at 10:26.
Wow.
After you sent me the thumbnail and the title, and then I popped it up. Malam Yuri is here. Shout out to Malam. Almost. Nice, Tim. That was like 20 minutes later. Mats is here. Shout out to Mats. Mr. Hanky. Shout out to Mr. Hanky. Christmas Poo. He loves me and I love you with his Billy Cat. Shout out to Mr. Hanky. ASAP Benji, my guy, with his Bitcoin Frog. Go Tim Baker. Go Tim Baker. Go. Shout out to ASAP Benji. He's rapping for us, man. He's joining the ASAP group. PJNZ is here. He says, wow, you guys are fast. Fast as lightning, bro. You better get your Nikes, bro. Shout out to PJNZ in here. Peanut Butter Jelly Time himself. Then Yasher comes in greeting people. Shout out to Yasher. Kai Effect is here. And then Webdro, like he is every single day. He says, Tim for the win. Anagi. Shout out to Nagi here every single day. Steamy J every single day. Mark from Launch Punks. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Launch Punks. Shout out to everything you guys are building, man. Appreciate you, Mark. Cheaty is here. He says, what's up, guys? What's up, Cheaty? Zaza. Ben said is here. Shout out to Zaza. First time in a while, man. Appreciate you being back. 100%. Glass Hopper is here like every single week. He says, I'll do Mondays, except today. Shout out to Glass Hopper. No is here. He says, GM, OR, and the community. Shout out to No. Joko is here. He says, GM. Could you please ask Jeff details about the ongoing Universal Jackpot 2? In particular, do trades really have to be on the BNB chain in tokens above number 500 on Gecko? Would you mind asking? So Jeff won't be on the show today, but could we send this over to him?
Yeah.
If we get a chance.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll ask him for sure.
Awesome. And we'll have your answers tomorrow, Joko. Jeff is actually away on what is he? Can we say where he's at? Or
Consensus, I think, is the thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Mice Elf is here. Shout out to Mice Elf. It seems like there's a convention like every week. Last year was Paris. Now it's Hong Kong. Pretty nuts. Yeah. Mice Elf says Bitcoin collectibles, first edition, early inscriptions, rare sats. I believe these will have a great collector value in the future. Yeah, I 100%. I agree with you, Mike Elf. The problem is, will it have great success this year? Right. I think that is kind of where I'm at.
That is a question. That's an honest question, I think. But I do agree with the collectibles. It will happen, but when? That's the thing.
100%. ASAP Benji's here's LA vape cabals also lost money. So that's the thing we're upset. They're saying they lost money. They were on the stream, but did they really? Do we know all their wallets? I just don't know.
And whenever that happens, it's like they're like, you know what, we're gonna fix the space. We're gonna do a fair token. I'm like, stop! Yeah. Like, no, don't do a token launch. Like, stop that.
And that's the problem. Like,
you can't fix the space with a token launch right now.
It's kind of like when projects get hacked and they're like, "We'll just create a new token to fix the old token." It's not how this works. It's not how this works. ASAP Benji says, "Hi, Mr. Yagabi. Is Billy Cat still a thing?"
It is very much still a thing. I still have every single one of my Billy Cats. I did give one away, I think, though, to a winner on our show. But they might be doing something here soon. But Billy Cats are still a thing. They still have volume and stuff. But until the ordinal space and NFTs in general really take the spotlight again, you probably won't see them like thrust up. They're the blue chips will have their moments in slower times, but there's nothing that's gonna be consistent until NFTs come back under the spotlight.
Yeah, they need $1 billion cat to shoot back up to 100 million, and then I think that's when some of the money might go from $1 billion cat into that, or people who thinks they missed billion BDC or Billy, they might actually go into the Billy Cats hoping to kind of catch lightning in a bottle if they missed that. So that's kind of what happened I see last time, and you'll probably see that again. So you just got to wait for the runes to go, and then the ordinals actually follow afterwards.
Absolutely.
Chief Axel's here. Shout out to Chief Axel, man. Appreciate you and everything you do for the show. Myself says these cabal exchanges are listing these rugs too while ignoring fair projects. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's something that Leonidas has been saying this whole time. And that sucks because, you'll probably get Libra on freaking Binance by the end of the week. But yeah.
Yeah, and you might start. I mean, like, the decentralized exchanges too, like they're not immune to greed, right? So let's just hope that things get cleaned up.
The difference is, though, every token can get listed on decentralized exchange, decentralized, right? So there is no token gate. There is no like gating anything. It's like, hey, we sell everything.
Well, I think it's more about it's more like insider stuff that like people that might work there get in early and stuff like that, right? So
100%. Bells. S says Bells is the play. Literally,
I like
Binance
it.
is doing a promo event writing on the wall. Yeah,
Like
the
that,
problem
though.
is I just don't know where the bottom is.
I used to like when Binance would talk about it, but like I'm like their promo, I think is kind of like you can also like just transfer your bells and other the merge mining tokens into straight to USDT or whatever. They did something like that. I'm like, no, that's not good. But I think bells really could have like their moment in this cycle once people are going to be looking for stuff, like looking for stuff to believe in again. Bells is a perfect example. They're a blockchain, they are adding Opcat, so let's see what they can do.
Yeah, and we're gonna have Adam on this Friday after Emblem Hour, and we're gonna go and we're gonna do a Bell's Corner episode, and that episode will be out. It's gonna be a pre-record, but that'll be out Sunday. That should be a really good one. Adam says he's a lot of updates, so we will see what he got cooking for us. But the Bitcoin machine himself is here. We got Patty Poo. Shout out to Patty Poo, man, every single day. Mice Elf again. He says hope, and then he goes, "I'm hopeful for all coins." Yeah, you and me both, brother.
All of us.
And then, and then we got our guy, man. It took a week off last week. Shout out to you. He's back. Says GM. Smash that like and subscribe. 30K subs. Yeah, we just hit 24. It's been a slow grind after our initial thrust up, but we think we have an idea on how we can actually grow the channel and actually bring people into the Bitcoin space doing the same time. So look out for some changes here at Ordinal Revolution, but very minor. Myself is here. Says the fallen ones know how to manipulate frequencies, and frequencies impact our lives, influencing our emotions, thoughts, and even physical well-being. So my wife talks about this stuff,
dude,
and I'm just like
myself. If I feel like you and I probably could have a glass of whiskey each and talk about this kind of stuff for hours. Like this is my jam. I'm like into that conspiracy stuff, anyways, that's for a different time. But yeah, I get sucked into that rabbit hole for sure.
Packer is here. Shout out to Packers. Hi guys, what's up, Packer? My guy, thank you so much for being here. And we're gonna finish things off here with PJNZ morning all late, but here no PJNZ, you're not late. You were just on time, my brother. Thank you so much for being here today. But who we got over on Abstract?
Yeah, we don't have a ton, but we definitely have some people showing support, tipping us some Pingu over here. But shout out to Ander2. Appreciate you, sir. Tipped us a Pingu. And then 1252 tipped us 6 Pingu. Thank you, sir or ma'am. And then F945 also gave us some Pingu. And then DDOF. Appreciate all the support on the abstract streaming side of things. So excited for that new side of things.
100%. We got no comments over on Rumble and nothing on Twitch, so that will lead to a roll call, and then we'll jump into some Bitcoin news and stuff like here. So the main thing here, obviously, right now would be Merlin Monday if we had Jeff here, but he's obviously in Hong Kong, like we just mentioned, and but there is something happening on Merlin right now. So they are actually upgraded to being a full proof of stake. We're talking about Ethereum proof of stake earlier. If you were lucky enough to get in this period too, and it's something we talked about last week, so you guys can't say, oh, you guys didn't tell us. We said that next Monday around the same time as last week. We might not have gave you guys last week because it was just something that was so quick and crazy. This week, though, if you were lucky enough to lock your Merlin up, you get 100% APY. But don't worry, period 3 will be next week. And I think that's the 18% APY, right? But that's going to be.
I think today's was 50%. Last week was 50%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
and then next week
you can't 18. Beat that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 18%. I mean, damn, you put 1,000 in, you're getting 180. Sign me up. 180 free Merle. So
Yep. And it's not going to last forever, though. I mean, it'll last as long as they're using the proof of stake mechanism. But eventually, the goal is to be a true layer 2. And once Nubit is ready for zero knowledge verification on Bitcoin, which is going to secure transactions. So that's exciting too in the future. But
Yeah.
take advantage now is probably the thought process while they do this, right? So
100%. Yeah, man. All right, jump to the next thing here. Man, I could actually show the Merlin thing real quickly because it actually has a little bit more information. I said after period 1 sold out in 26 minutes, the next vault is about to open. Period 2, you're right, 50% APR, good catch on you. 20 million Merle cap vault. The Arcane Circle expands February 17th, 2 p.m. To the 24th at 1:59. So more rewards. Here we go. More decentralization, more BTC. So yeah, so they are decentralizing the network as well, because these people that are locking you also get a vote on decisions that happening around the chain. So Jeff's finally putting Merlin chain in the hands of the holders, which is awesome because that's governance.
Yep.
All right. Let's kind of jump into this next thing here. I had it loaded up, but for some reason it reset. But the TAP protocol is that we decided to actively develop the protocol level solutions that drive additional block rewards to Bitcoin miners. No, we actually don't want this. I mean, I guess I got to speak for myself, but I personally do not want this. So TAP's going to be giving potentially the bitmaps to the miners, and the token that is minted every single day, which is the NAT token, the block runner token, actually to the miners as well, causing less inflation unless the miners decide to play. What do you think about these strategies, and what do you think about TAP? I don't want more rewards to the miners.
So if this works, then it's going to take a little bit of time for the miners to be keen to it, like, you know what I mean, to really pick it up in terms of like, oh, I'm going to spend my time to inscribe these bitmaps, because they still have to go through that, right? It's going to be their Bitcoin address that's going to be the only one that's going to be able to inscribe the bitmap. So that's where I think it's going to be important, right? Because like, how much is a bitmap right now? $7?
I think they're like 14, but I think the
$14.
indexer is going to just do the inscription for them, so they're just going to have the bitmap. Like, I think whatever the block ID is going to get that bitmap as an inscription.
I like my idea better.
Just saying inscribe it when you're, but they're not going to know. Like how would that happen? Like there's no, you know what I mean? There's just no way the indexer.
Well, no, the indexer
would work that way.
It would, it could. It would whitelist the winning address. It would whitelist the winning address.
I don't know if an indexer can do that.
I mean, they can whitelist other stuff. Why couldn't they whitelist a miner's address?
A centralized exchange, a centralized place like Magic Eden do the whitelist. It's not actually on chain.
No, Tap has a whitelist for DMT. They have a way to do whitelist stuff.
So the mscribe site itself does the whitelist. It doesn't actually happen through the index.
It's actually command. It's an actual command, though. Is what I'm saying. Is like you have to actually, like, code the command into setting up your whitelist, and then you get a list of addresses. So it is the indexer that points to it and recognizes that these addresses are the only ones that are allowed to participate in the mint or inscription. So they could do it that way. And I think they should. I think they should, because it would actually kind of cap, like, in a sense, soft cap, right? Of course, like, they could still inscribe them and stuff, but like, at least they would have to take that extra step, and then supply would be kind of soft capped until the miners caught on and said, hey, like, here's an extra. I don't think they're gonna do it for $14. I think they'll do it if it gets to 300, though, or even maybe
no, probably not to like 10 grand, 20 grand. Right?
Well, whatever, right? I mean, they got. If they're stupid, they're not doing it. I think they're stupid if they don't do it for like for a couple $1,000.
Just cap them. Just say, hey, there's no more. It's like, this is I don't know. I think TAP is always just so late to everything. Like, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, I don't think this is needed at all. And they're saying because the problem is the miners aren't getting these transaction fees no more, but the miners aren't creating anything to get transaction fees. I mean, that's kind of what this says.
I
The
know,
biggest
but that's
problem we
in
aren't
my
talking about, and it's the blocks not being filled. And then they
but
came
that's
out and says our team has been talking about this for a long time.
yeah, but I feel like okay, so if they are going to actually do the transactions, I mean, it's one transaction, right? It's one
For each
transaction.
block every 10
Yeah,
minutes. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's not gonna make it look filled, right? But
I know.
if they do it, that's if they do it for them, right? But if they don't do it for them, I think the real reason is enticing the bitmap community or like making the bitmap community excited. Same with the nat community, right? So
Yeah.
here's a good comment from Hope to See. He says, "Who gave the right to tap to do this without any community vote?"
100%.
Okay, so this is where things get tricky, right? Because it's like, bitmap and nat stuff is supposed to be non-arbitrary, right? Like you're supposed to make it as non-arbitrary as possible, but like this is kind of making it feel like there's a governing entity that's making this decision, right? Like, maybe they should do a vote with bitmap holders, and see how that
Yeah.
works. But bitmap community might not like that because there's going to be bigger holders that have more weighted votes. So I
Yeah.
just think that the tap team is trying to think outside of the box, right? Because they are trying to get attention, which I got to commend them for that, because I've been saying, hey, just do something. Like if you can't, don't be mad about the stuff that you can't control, which is, sometimes they get upset because like it seems like they're not getting the attention that they feel like they deserve from the Bitcoin ecosystem community, which I understand where they're coming from that, but you can't control that. So you got to be able to control the stuff that you can control, which is adding a feature to your wallet to allow people to make some of their inscriptions spendable that weren't before. Or this is another example. I think they're trying to think outside the box for.
Yeah, 100%. But I personally love this. I love that these blocks are empty, and because you know what's going to happen. There's going to be something that clicks in their head, and they're going to sit at their board meeting, and someone's going to say, "What can we do to get the fees up to where they were last year?" And then someone is going to have a really good idea, and they're going to say, "What if we created an art project that had a lot of value?" And then someone else is going to say, "What if we created a rune?" And then someone else is going to say, what that's going to do, it's going to get the thought process happening. How can we build on layer one Bitcoin to where we can get the fees? And we need every single miner, big miner. We're talking Riot, we're talking Mara, we're talking all the big guys to sit around a table and say, how can we get fees? Because I want them to get the fees, but I want them to get the fees
Do
if
you?
they
I
build
feel
here.
like you don't.
If no, I want them to build here first.
If they
I
add
want them to
something,
build here
yeah,
first.
you
If
want them to
Mara
add
came out with an
substance.
ordinal project and it had, because you know what's going to happen? TradFi is going to be like, what is Mara doing? Mara just dropped an NFC project on Bitcoin that it's called an ordinal protocol, and it's
I don't
TradFi
I
is
don't think
talking
that's
about it.
gonna work. I
I
don't
think it
think
will.
I don't think ordinal projects will work. I think
But
that is
it's
more. I think something else would work though. I think
yeah, I'm just saying, but
you're on
that's a
the track.
start. That's
You're
a
on the.
start.
I think you're on the right track. I think
That
what they
gets
need.
them here first.
What they need to build is actually like some sort of infrastructure mechanism thing to where
That's
that people will use. And then first of all, it could be a business model on the side for them. Number one. Number
yeah.
two, it'll jump up the transaction volume, right? So and who's to say that they aren't thinking about this, but they're also trying to work with the core developers, and it's like, as we know with Bitcoin, it doesn't
Yeah.
happen with a snap of finger, right? So who knows what's happening behind the scenes and behind closed doors, because I didn't know that
Yeah.
Tether was coming to Lightning Network. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so maybe there's going to be an announcement coming up here in the next 6 months. But
The
that would
fact
be
that
great.
Tether didn't come to runes though kind of bothers me. Like for that fact, but they went to
Yeah.
Lightning, so they kind of skipped over it. So that's less reason to kind of care about the ordinal protocol, because Tether skipped it and they saw it. They didn't go that route. And another thing is, I want Mara to come out with an ordinal that gets me earning Bitcoin. I don't want this from a secondary place. I want this from the big dog, the guy who's listed on the exchange. I would love an ordinal that earns me 0.00001 every time they win a block, right?
Yeah.
I would love that. And what that's going to do, that's going to cause a lot of trading to happen. Let's just say they make 10,000 of these, right? And then each one earns you a tiny bit of Bitcoin. I might pick up 10. Or, maybe in a month I might sell the 10 and then pick up another month later. What that's going to do, that's going to cause volume, which causes fees, which causes more and more and more and more, right? So if every single miner had that, alone, every block would be full. Every block would be full.
Yeah, so that is actually the model that I think can change the entire crypto space.
Yes.
And I think it will actually happen. When does it happen? I really hope it happens this cycle. But we got, these builders got to start thinking about like dividend type of approach with their like holders or
Yeah.
whatever like digital asset you create.
100%.
Because like, look, if Pump Fund had a token or like some sort of digital pass or whatever, an NFT, and you could earn a percentage of what they're earning, I think a lot of people will be more happy about like them existing. You know what I mean? But that they don't even think about that. And that's the thing, is like the builders are greedy at this point. The ones that have successful business models are greedy. They're just kind of like not thinking about like what can we do for our holders? What can we do for our community? What can we do? And that just needs to happen. So this could be it could start here, maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, but real quick though, when an artist creates an art piece and sells it, do you think they care what the holder of that art piece? They don't care about that.
Yeah,
holder,
but that's not the.
right?
I don't think you can compare that to like a business like digital like protocol. You know what I mean? The artists ain't making $15 million a day. You know what I'm saying? And so it actually works in TradFi because it's like a kickback, and it's like TradFi ended up making, like, these companies in TradFi ended up making so much money that like the ones that are able to give dividends to their holders, that's how much money they make. They're able to do that, right? So I think that like this is a mechanism. We talked to Jake Gallen about this. It might be something that Emblem thinks about in the future, or I would love to see more like companies and protocols and projects that are making millions of dollars a day do this, because it would be a smart investment for someone to invest in them. You know what I mean? Because they're making passive income but just being a holder.
100%. And well, I think that starts with these miners creating ordinals and letting me get a piece of their earnings. And so I'm saying they can come here and they can raise money, because I will give them some money if I can get one of these ordinals that I can just kind of lock away in my wallet and then come back maybe in a year from then and there's Bitcoin in there from all these dividends or all these block wins, right? That's it's super simple for them. We're do an ordinal collection with the earnings of that collection. You buy mining machines. With those mining machines, you mine Bitcoin, and you give a percentage of that mined Bitcoin back to the ordinal holders. And so, Mara, I think that's trusted facility.
So that playbook has been tried
not by a miner who
that
can go to jail if they don't give me my earnings.
That's the main difference, right? There needs to be an established mining company that's established
regulation
huge,
as well,
to where their revenue is so robust. They're making like hundreds of millions of dollars or whatever, right, in revenue. And so they're able to actually do this, because I'll tell you what, like, the problem is no regulation, and then people that start projects like this have no money, have no money when they start, and then they say they're going to use the raised funds to buy miners. They don't even know shit really about. They just might know somebody that knows somebody, or maybe they have some experience in it, but the raise isn't going to cover enough miners to be able, like, you got to be a huge like conglomerate in the mining industry to really make that much money to be able to give back. And I think like even Mara or somebody could do that.
So, so all Mara, Mara's getting fees, right? So Mara doesn't even have to really need to make money off this, right? Because they're going to be getting from the trading.
I'm talking about.
No, I'm just saying from the trading fees, right? So Mara can come out, create an ordinal project. That project buys miners. So let's just say Mara is the top one. They create a sub place where everything that's created in that sub Mara is actually just given back to the community, because the community is going to be trading these assets that are creating fees. So it's a win-win for everything.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what does Mara get out of it?
The fees, so the blocks are filled up. Let's just say there's 10,000 of these, 20,000, 30,000,
one project.
Who cares? But that's just the first one, and then you're gonna have, and then they're all gonna come together, because these mining heads, they all talk, and if they all do this, you're gonna have every block's gonna get filled up. Every block's gonna get filled up every day.
I just like you have to make it worth it to them to want to do that. Like,
but they don't lose in this.
They have to create a new facility, so they're gonna have to.
How do they lose?
Well, I'm just saying they're gonna do the numbers, right? Like, they don't make decisions based off of a whim or impulse. They make it based off of numbers that are crunched and then passed by their board and all this shit. Like, it's not like, this is a more traditional company
I'm
style.
just solving the problem of getting these blocks filled. That's all I'm doing, right?
I
And
mean,
that's definitely a way.
if it works, that's the thing.
How wouldn't it work though?
If the numbers don't make sense, they're not going to do it. That's what I'm saying.
But the numbers will have to make sense because you're just taking, the fee of electricity, and then you're giving the profits to the ordinal holders. Like, how doesn't that work? There's no profits. There's no,
well, like
then
you said,
they
that
get nothing.
you have to build another facility.
You don't need to build another facility. You just have to track the miners that you buy. You just put them in your same facility and call this, hey, this wall right here of miners. There's 10,000 of these miners on this wall. They belong to whatever comes out of these miners by themselves in their own pool. They get a piece of this.
Yeah, I mean, if your idea makes sense, then they'll do it. If it doesn't, make sense, then they won't.
Then these blocks won't get filled up. If the miners don't build here, the blocks won't get filled up.
They're not. We don't hear them crying about it right now.
Well, we hear that's what I'm saying, but they will eventually, and because of the halving.
They have been as empty as we've ever seen. Literally, like 1 sat per VByte, and they're not crying about it. It's
well, we don't hear anything from them at all ever. So
I mean, you could hear news articles. You could see they're not in any headlines or anything about Bitcoin miners.
I actually seen something about Decrypt saying that they're talking about how the block fees recently.
But the miners aren't coming out saying, "Oh, we're worried because this and that." They don't.
They keep adding.
I feel like they just have so because the ones that are successful. Look at this comment right here. Hope to see says they like it or not, all mining will be acquired by BlackRock and nations eventually the same way and controlled by a few entities. I mean, these entities make so much money and they just don't care. You know what I mean?
Then why should we care about giving these miners fees? Why should we care about that? Then we shouldn't. Fuck them.
Not many people are caring.
Yeah,
not many people are caring anymore.
Well, Tap's caring. Tap just said it. This whole thing was because of what Tap just said. And I was just proving my point of nobody cares about the miners. So you were actually defending and saying people do. And
people care about security. People care about security.
You don't need to care about security because BlackRock's in charge now.
Yeah, but Tap doesn't even this is not.
But I'm just saying, my whole point was this makes zero sense.
I don't think this is for what the message is, dude. That's my point. I don't think that
their message was the block's gonna give fees, so they're actually giving miners net.
I know that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that is really what they're intent. That's not what they're really after. They're after
bullshit. Yeah.
They're after people wanting to get into Nats, get more Nats and bitmaps because now they feel like there's going to be a supply shock because now not anybody can just grab them off of the free, the open market. Bots won't be able to grab them basically. Both because right now I think the issue is bots are grabbing Nats and they're grabbing bitmaps, and so but that's how all of the
so I mean in reality no one gives a shit about NAT token. No one gives a shit about the Tap protocol. So it's just I don't know. But was I mean there? Sorry, Tap guys. No, but in reality, I just don't like this. I just don't like how they're doing this. There was no community vote. No, it had.
Well, there was a vote. Augustine says that there was a vote for track holders. So the holders of track. I mean,
so track holders get the vote on the NAT.
And because track is the indexer that's indexing NAT and is indexing bitmaps. But I mean, I give them credit for putting out stuff to try to get engagement, try to get community.
No, they're trying. They're definitely trying. I just thought that I don't know. Their messaging is just not the best, but I think they'll get better. I'm still bullish on Tap. I'm still bullish on their Taproot swap. I'm really bullish on. I just feel like we need to get some liquidity over there for some runes protocols and stuff like that. So
yeah.
All right. I think that is our show today. I did have one more thing. I want to get you guys make sure you guys are aware of this because I don't think many people are actually talking about this. This is something that I found in originally in a alpha group that I'm in that I regret being in, by the way, because that group has lost me a lot of money. But there's
LA Vape Cabal.
No, I'm not in that one. This is more of an AI agent one. It's not the best for sure, but they did tell me about this one and it hasn't launched yet. So you guys can, if you're watching this right now, it pays to pay attention, right? I always say that this is Mariah. What she's going to be doing, she's going to be live streaming on Abstract. And when she earns the Pengu token, Ethereum, and USDC, she's gonna be buying back her token, which is MIRAI, which hasn't been launched yet. And what she's gonna be doing, she's gonna be buying back and burning it. So she's gonna be doing these live stream, and this is her and stuff like that. And there's a better one right here. This is her, and she's gonna be live streaming. She's gonna be earning your token. So this is something I have a few ETH over there sitting in my abstract wallet waiting for this token launch, and she's going to come up here and she's going to initiate the contract, and I'm going to be buying it personally, and holding it long term. This is something that I'm buying. It's AI, it's streaming, it's abstract. I just want something for this, for you guys, and we're going to be getting more into this type of stuff too. Where we're going to be traveling a little bit outside the Bitcoin ecosystem. We have some changes coming to Ordinal Revolution. Like I said, very small changes, but it's going to be finding you guys opportunities, finding you guys ways to make money, even when the Bitcoin ecosystem is slow. And we're going to be really harping on finding opportunities that could really, really enrich our community. And that's you.
Yeah, I would say, just finding opportunities, right, for you guys. Not necessarily, I'm gonna even take like the making money out of it, because it's more about like researching like good opportunities, because that's where I think the space is gonna make a hard pivot to here in the next month or two is substance. So that's what we're looking at. But yeah, amazing show. Appreciate each and every one of you guys, hanging out with us. There was a lot of stuff happening in, crypto Twitter and the crypto community and space in general. But, don't worry. I do feel like healing is happening, as we go through this stuff. And, just like every other cycle, to where like, you don't want to leave at the worst, the time that seems like it's the best time to leave and then ends up being the worst time. That's all I'll say. Because that's what my mind is at right now. But 255 people hanging out with us on a Monday. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you could check out our partners, we'd greatly appreciate that. Let me remove this banner here. Got it. Emblem Vault is going to be the interoperability tooling for ordinals. You're going to be able to jump your puppets, your node monks, your frogs, your cats from Bitcoin Layer 1 to Abstract Chain to Bitcoin Layer 2 Merlin to Base, all these EVM chains, and eventually Solana as well, and other ecosystems. And that seems to be the I guess maybe next main narrative is chain abstraction, to where people can come into the space and not really care too much of where they're getting their thing, but they are it's going to be accessible to them where they are. So super excited about that. They also have their AI Bitcoin wallet agent product that's going to be released very soon. You're going to be able to use their agent Hustle to be able to vault your node monks and stuff, to be able to do it for you by just prompting him. He's going to be able to also make some Bitcoin transactions for you, pick up some runes for you, whatever you want him to do in that aspect. So excited about that, as well as their rune token that they're going to have a TGE in September for, called the Founder Vault Keys, right? You can actually trade those NFT style on OpenSea today. But once it comes to that week of the 17th in September, you're going to be able to open that, and there's going to be, I believe, 2 million runes, which is a certain percentage of the supply there. So super excited about that. You can learn more at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to place bets on their markets. They're going to have a new feature called Create Your Own Markets, to where you guys are going to be able to earn up to 1.5% on the markets you create. They're going to have an easy social tooling as well, to, so you can utilize your X account or whatever following you have to be able to, increase that volume there for you guys. Super exciting. You can learn more at betbtc.win. And BitPerp, the perps and leverage decks of the Bitcoin ecosystem, they'll be launching on a Bitcoin Layer 2 very shortly. As Shizzy said earlier, they're building something that's going to be robust, something similar to Hyperliquid. So, you might see some runes be able to be traded over there. You should, I'm talking about in a spot type environment, but you definitely will be able to see them in a leverage type of perspective. BRC20s, runes, as well as tokens that are popular outside the Bitcoin ecosystem. Learn more at bitperp.io. And Fluid Tokens, the first to offer staking vaults on Bitcoin Layer 1. Guys, these UTXO devs are amazing. If you are a founder of an Ordinal collection and you have an established community, reach out to Raul, which is the CTO of Fluid Tokens, to get a staking vault set up for you today. They also have a runes dex that they have built that you can actually swap on, and it is Layer 1, but they're going to be scaling out to Arch Network very shortly, and you're going to be able to do one-click lending and borrowing from Fluid via Arch. So it's going to be very exciting. You can learn more at fluidtokens.com. And their season 2 of Dog Go to the Moon Rune Staking Vault is open. I think there might be like 11 more days for that, so go check that out. And then Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a developer on Bitcoin Layer 1 and you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible and quick, you can reach out to Merlin Chain's team and apply for a Merlin Chain Builders Grant. A couple of our partners applied and got into that, so it's not impossible. Also, if you're a retail user and you want to be able to swap for Dog Go to the Moon, you can use your Merlin tokens or wrap Bitcoin on merlinswap.org. You can learn more about Merlin Chain at merlinchain.io. And don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy, building the Clan Wars first-person shooter game on Bitcoin, which we stream every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Everybody's invited. All you need is a Bitcoin wallet, and you can start, you pick your clan and start playing. We're going to go for 45 minutes on Thursday, and if you win, if you beat Aaron, which is the founder of Foxy, with kills, then you will win something. So super excited about that. And then Ordinal Hive is the aggregator Ordinal marketplace for Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2, cheapest ordinals around on Ordinal Hive, and utilize their trading tools like live mempool insights there. We thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. And that is Tuesday, tomorrow at and that
did I say Thursday?
Yeah, so at 3 p.m.
sorry,
Tuesday. Yeah, no worries. Just guys go to war.bitpurse.com. We want as many of you guys in there as possible, and you guys get more kills than Aaron. Then you guys are gonna win $100, and I'm actually gonna match that $100. So if you win tomorrow and you beat Aaron, who's a legend, I mean, he's a CEO of the damn freaking company. If you're able to beat him, I got faith that you can't. So if you want to prove me wrong, I love being proven wrong when I am wrong. So go ahead and do that. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And I'm going to match it if you guys are able to beat Aaron. But if you guys have a few more minutes and wouldn't mind helping us out and checking out ordinalrevolution.com, some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and caught up to where we are today. If you guys are in need of a VPN, everyone should have a VPN. You don't want to go to these websites with your IP hanging out. No one wants to see that, guys. It actually gives them potentially your address or where you live. You don't want that. I don't want that. Let's all have a VPN. If you don't use Nord, use another one. There is free ones out there. But if you want to pay $3 for the best, $3 a month, that is, for the best, use it. You get a Nord here. Use our coupon. If you guys are going to Bitcoin at 2025 Las Vegas, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Potentially Bitcoin at 200K or more. I truly believe that. And if you're in there for that, it's going to be nuts, guys. Every side event is going to be something you do not want to miss. So don't miss it. But don't wait until May to get your tickets, because you're going to be paying 10x the price. Get them as soon as possible. Get them through us here at ordinalrevolution.com. Just come up here and just click this link. If you guys need merch for that event or any event, we have some of the best merch in all of crypto, not just Ordinals. Check everything out here at ordinalrevolution.com. This is our Shopify, and that'll just kind of give you everything we have. We have hats, hoodies, jackets, and so much more. Check everything out there at ordinalrevolution.com. And guys, we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookie on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. phone with no calls. I get so far, got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty, where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.